First of all, I would like to thank the organizing committee, especially Professor Mohammed Anburai for the kind invitation. Continue to the lecture of Professor Tini Akos. My talk today wanna be surviving in multicultural, multidisciplinary working environment. I will go through 5 parts, as you can see here in its outlines. Beginning with the explanation of the multicultural, multidisciplinary environments, and go to the advantages and challenges, sharing some diversity in my ongoing journey and some experience and lesson learned, and finally will be some takeaways. So at first, let's talk about the meaning of multicultural, multidisciplinary working environment. Multicultural environment means diversity in terms of ethnicities, gender, religions. It's retain people from variety of cultural background. The multicultural environments of a country has developed historically, now has changed under the influence of globalization's process in the world. Multidisciplinary terms originally come from the health industries, and it's mean a group of healthcare workers who are members of different disciplines, such as gastroenterologists and social worker. It's providing specific services for patients, and they coordinate their service to work together. In uncultural diverse society, there has been a shift in public policy and public attitudes in recent years. So what are the advantages of multicultural, multidisciplinary working environment? First is the productivity. Different cultural background and perspective can inspire innovations and productivity. Second is improve of creativity. The flow of ideas will be endless, not only with the teammates picks in with their personal experiences, but also they will teach others about what work well in their environment. Third is improve problem-solving skills. Colleagues of an international group bring their own life and experience inside the team. For these reasons, when a solution is needed, they can come up with ideas that would never cross a mind of a group of single cultural mindsets. They can easily know and think outside of the box. Fourth, it's a personal growth and flexibility. Being a part of an international team, like attending an exchange program every day. So the work cultural experience is continuously to be enriched. However, there are also several challenges of a multicultural, multidisciplinary working environment. The first barrier is a communication problem. Lots of you will agree that communications can be hardest word to break down in the multicultural working environment. Therefore, learning to have a common language is very important. Second, we cannot deny the fact that the discriminations and the culture shock exist in different form and type. We have to tolerate it wisely and deal with them appropriately. Next, work culture differ across the globe, and with its also the attitude towards authority. Indeed, some culture are okay with a flat organizational structure, while other are used to form more hierarchies. Behavior that is perceived as a respectful in one culture, as in Vietnam, may not be seen that way in Germany or other country. The fourth one is negative cultural stereotype. The interaction of people from different countries unavoidably arise unconscious cultural barriers and stereotypes. Negative cultural stereotype can be seriously disruptive to hospital, departments, and can also affect the productivity, the outcome. Last but not least is increasing of stress and diverging of opinion. Diversity in workplace can create too many opinions, and with it also arguments and more stress. In this, complaint level often rise while working in a multicultural team, with the result of lower social integration inside the team. Let's take a look on a scientific article about the global competencies for engineering students in a multicultural and multidisciplinary process-based learning course. It was revealed that there were only a low correlation between result of PROC as a progress report on generic skills test and learning outcome peer evaluation score as figure 4 on the left hand side. It can be presumed that there exists some factor which influence students' performance in team with diversity. And one of the factors to be considered is language barrier. Figure 5 in the right side, the outcome of peer evaluation average score by TOEIC listening and reading test score. The student group in higher TOEIC score mark higher value in its evaluation items. In coming parts, I will share some of my diverse ongoing journey. So I was born in a rural area of Vietnam, in a developing country in the mid 1980s. I had to leave the family to study in the school far from homes quite early, since I was only 11 years old boy, with the friends from different local culture. And medical university is the first place that I started to study with a foreigner classmate since 2004. And I had a chance to study advanced endoscopy in Japan in 2013 and 2015 with several colleagues from many countries like Thailand, Bangladesh, India. Several international conferences in Asia was a great opportunity for me to experience the culture and to be networking with colleagues from many countries like Korea, Malaysia, Singapore. One of the landmarks in my journey is to be selected to join the Emerging Star program at the World Endoscopy Organizations, with 3 modern in Munich, Cairo, and Singapore. In this group, we have a big network, and now of endoscopists coming from around the world, which I will show you later in more details. And moreover, my current lab and clinical departments in Germany contain the member of 5 different countries, with various culture from Vietnam in the east to Brazil in the west of the globe. Especially during the MD PhD program, I was selected to participate in the Nobel laureate meeting between the young scientists worldwide and many Nobel laureates, as well as multidisciplinary alumni network. In next slide, I will show some picture to illustrate the table. My first abroad destination was Japan, where I learned the advanced endoscopies, especially diagnose early GI cancer using magnification and chroma endoscopy. Here is the Congress of Japan Gastroenterology Society, and here's the real golden pagoda. And in the middle is my supervisor in Nagoya University Hospital in Japan, Professor Goto. And here I participate in Japan's digestive with JDW in 2015, and he's in an endoscopy case in Japan. This slide shows more some activity in several different Asian countries. Here's my endoscopy team in Vietnam, and it's my oral presentation in the first World Congress of Endoscopy in India. And it is a trainer course in Thailand and some moment in Korea, in Malaysia. Moving to the West, I have a chance to study and working not only in Germany, but also in many meeting course conference such as EHGC in Barcelona and Andor in Brazil and Masterclass in UK. This slide shows my team in Germany. Professor Makedleg is my supervisor, and this team includes members from Asia, Europe, South America, and even some Africa doctor also coming. So the strong point of my current department is pancreatology, which you can see further via the website. But department is a multidisciplinary one with the different discipline. And my routine work itself is also multidisciplinary, multitask, from experiment in the lab to clinical endoscopy. One of the meeting and networks that I enjoy very much is a Lindo Nobel laureate meetings, multidisciplinary meeting. This meeting selects a participant from worldwide with varied cultural and invites Nobel laureate from all scientific discipline. Here you may recognize Professor Barry Metzel, who discovered Helicobacter pylori by drinking the cocktail contained bacteria himself, and then got the Nobel Prize in 2005. Talking with him is really inspiring. And here are some other Nobel laureate in the meeting sessions last year, and hopefully we can meet them in person next year. As mentioned before, I am very proud of WBO Emerging Stock Group, and looking at the distributions of these talented endoscopists, we can see the multicultural background of the member. And in Egypt, we have currently 4 members, including Professor Mohamed Anbo Rai. Joining the WBO Emerging program gave me a great opportunity to visit the wonderful Egypt, and it is me in front of the pyramid in Cairo, and it is a Professor Mustafa, the former chair of the educational committee and the father leads of the excellent program in the graduate ceremony. Joining this, I can learn a lot from other life and endoscopy culture. We also have published together some paper and will cooperate continuously. And then I am also honored to join, to be a member of the Educational Committee of World Endoscopy Organizations and a member of Young Committee World Gastroenterology Organization, where I can work in a multicultural and multidisciplinary endoscopy and gastroenterology team. So what are the lessons learned? First, embracing the diversity while trying to understand the strength and weakness of each person in the team. You begin to understand what your own strength and weakness are, and which will lead you to your next big lessons of the working in multicultural team. That is developing self-awareness. When working with the different multicultural teams, we realize that every time we found the difference between me and other teammates, we should move one step closer to understand yourself and how you function in a team. And I learned how to appreciate the difference instead of fighting them. And since they became great opportunity for me to expand my own perspective. And the third is exercise empathy and adaptability. Working in a multicultural team can be hard, but overall it can work as long as you are willing to adapt. And by imagining what it would be like to be in that person's situations. Practicing empathy means acknowledging that the cultural gap exists And after the empathy step comes the adapting stage. One of important thing when you study or work abroad is how to keep your own work-life balance, which is not easy in practice. I myself try to enjoy the cultural exchange activities, meet and travel with other people to know more about their culture. And you can see the Mr. Zico, a legend Brazilian football player and the course. And here's some of my activities when I become a part of the cultural community in the place that where I am living. So besides the main job as a medical doctor, joining the community events, doing the charity, social activities, especially the cultural activity, would help you to adapt well with the living environment abroad and keeps life balance, reduces stress and cultural shock indeed. Here are some pictures about my participations in Vietnamese and German community in Germany. And the local social media newspaper also recognize our social activities in some article, as you can see here. So what should be the take-home message? We should aware that multicultural, multidisciplinary working environment is an ongoing trend, and this pandemic's era, internationalization at home via online meeting like this is also a way that we can work in a multicultural and multidisciplinary working environment virtually. The lessons that I extract from this experience, including embracing diversity, self-awareness, and exercise empathy and adaptability, with a great value to me when working with a multicultural team, and hopefully they can be a great value for you too. You can raise your hand and your voice, be confident appropriately, respect others, be humble and willing to learn, and improve your foreign language social activity for work-life balance. To survive well in a multicultural, multidisciplinary working environment is to be aware of what is going on. Once you know that, you are motivated to do something better, both in you and around you. Thank you for your attention, and I'm happy to take the question and comment. Thank you.